So do you want to build a gaming PC but don't want to pay all the scalping prices out there? Well, look no further, because I might just have built a solution for you, and you can do it too. So let's start by having a look at the parts that are in this PC. And the motherboard is a Gigabyte B450i Aorus Pro Wi-Fi, which supports up to the Ryzen 5000 series. And for the CPU, we're using a Ryzen 5 2600X, which is an 6-core and 12-threaded CPU. And 16 GB Corsair Vengeance LPX 3000 MHz. And a Gainward GTX 970 4 GB. And a Kingston A2500 GB M.2 NVMe SSD. And then Corsair CX650M, a 650 watt, 80 plus gold power supply. And for the case, it's the Kolink Citadel mesh. So the cost of all this is around $600, but you can get it cheaper or a couple bucks more expensive. It depends on how smart you shop. The only parts that were brand new in this was the SSD and the case, because they were cheap enough as they are, and used storage is a no-go. So with this PC you will be able to play Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Resident Evil Village, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and Cyberpunk-ish. Depends on how you see it. It's a hard title, so And without further ado, let's see how she performs. So we're going to start off the testing with Cinebench R20. And here, the 2600X scored 2,839 points. And this is stock, so no overclocks. And in Firestrike, we got a combined score of 10,026 points with a GPU score of 11,110. And so now it's time for the games, and all the settings that I use to optimize them to get as close to 60 FPS or above it with the best visual experience, in my opinion, will be in the end of every game. So first up is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War with no VSync on, and a mix of medium and high settings, and we got an average FPS of 83. And Cyberpunk 2077, no VSync, low preset, and 90% resolution scaling. We got an average FPS of 36. So lower the scaling a bit more and you'll get higher frame rates. And Far Cry 5, no VSync, high settings, 68 average FPS with no noticeable stutters. And Resident Evil Village, no VSync as always, with a mix of low and medium settings. We got an average FPS of 72. And Assassin's Creed Valhalla with no VSync, with a mix of low and medium settings. We got an average FPS of 56. And the final game, Shadow of the Tomb Raider with no VSync, with a mix of medium and high settings. We got average FPS of 60. So this PC is not overwhelming in any point, but it is a good starting point for anyone who wants to get into PC gaming, because you can just slap in a Ryzen 5 5600X at a later point and sell your 2600X, for example, and offset the cost a little bit. And the same goes for the GPU and so on. So you have upgrade paths, but What do you think about this system overall? Would you be happy with it? Please let me know in a comment down below. And don't forget to like this video if you loved it. And click that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss any future tech videos. And I'll see you all in the next one.